Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, glorious warriors. Chris Wood here from Rising Phoenix Mental Health Channel. Everybody's been asking how I'm doing, how did the race go? I needed a couple days just to recover somewhat and start beginning the processing of this experience before I actually press the record button. So just to recap, really, went down there a couple days before the race on Friday, shared a B&B with some really good friends and that were there to support me on the race. And I drove the bike course the night before just to get an idea as to what to expect. I'm glad I did that because it's an incredibly hilly course, and you know, when Ironman says it's hilly, it's all relative as to what that means. So it's a good idea that I drove it because it's a hilly course. At any rate, I got up at 2 in the morning on the Sunday and had my breakfast and whatnot, and packed my go-to bag. Ended up at where the parking was, which was about 3 kilometers from the actual venue, so I can get the shuttle bus to the venue at about 3:30 in the morning. My wave time was 6 a.m. So yeah, very early start. Got to the venue and you know, just set up my kit, just took my time, just try to relax, listen to some motivational music, and got everything ready. I thought that what a wave would mean is that, you know, some people would go, I don't know how many, like 50 would go in at once, or 25, or however they do it. When I used to do triathlons 20 plus years ago, usually you would go by age group and gender. That's how it kind of was. But that's not the case for Ironman. So usually Ironman is like a full, everybody just goes at once. How they did it is it was like a chute, and you kind of felt like you're corralled in this chute, and you had about 1,600 plus athletes in this chute. And how it worked is that you went to where you thought you could do the swim time in. So there was markers that you would sort of stand beside, waiting to go in. To give you some idea how many athletes it was, the first athletes that went into the water, they had come out of the water, and where I was standing, we were nowhere near the water to go in. So it probably took about 20 minutes from 6 a.m. As to when I actually got in the water. The swim was interesting. I was definitely prepared as far as physically goes for this swim. However, I didn't take into account what it would be like to be swimming, first of all, being corralled in where you're standing there and your arms, you have to put your arms like this, otherwise you're touching people around you waiting to get in the water. I know that my anxiety did go up quite a bit then. I checked my heart rate, it was like 135, which is what my heart rate should be on the swim. And so I knew I was getting really anxious about having all these people around me. I did what I could. I did some, combat breathing or box breathing, and I continued to utilize positive self-talk to keep me going. I was able to get my heart rate down a little bit, but adrenaline was there, so I knew I wasn't going to get it down to a reasonable heart rate time before I got in the water. About 200 meters into the swim, things started to go drastically wrong. I ended up having a panic attack in the water. I wasn't expecting that. But it happened, and I couldn't breathe at all. It almost felt like I was in this wetsuit, but it felt like I was drowning. That's what it felt like. My chest, everything was closed in, and I couldn't breathe. The lifeguard there that was on the paddleboard happened to see that and came over to me, and I just held on to her board for a while, and she talked to me. She actually unzipped my wetsuit a bit. That helped. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna quit because this is just too damn hard. Yeah, that's how I felt. Even though I had trained so hard for this race, and you all know that, it just nothing mattered at that point. All that mattered was that I feel like I'm gonna die right now, and I have to get out. But I fought it. I managed to finish the swim. I had to do another sort of pause, we'll call it, at about maybe I would say about 900 meters in, where another lifeguard was with another paddle board, and I just did the same thing. And I just thought to myself, you know what, do what you need to do. You know, you got this. You can do this. Just to get out of this water, and then once you get out of this water, you'll be okay. You just gotta just keep that mindset. So I kept, you know, sending positive vibes. I was praying to my higher power. I was thinking about one of my troop mates that committed suicide, who had PTSD. I was thinking about other military and first responders that just lost the struggle, and I managed to finish the swim. From there, I got on my bike. It was pretty cold, still probably, I don't know, about 12-13 degrees out. So I put my sleeves on my arms, and off I went on the bike with my helmet and everything else, sunglasses, and I had a good bike. Actually, I had a decent bike. It was just took me over 4 hours to do it, and it was hilly. It was really hilly. There were points where some athletes actually had to walk up the hills because it was so steep, so long. This course basically just rocked your quads big time. There was quite a few bike accidents that happened on the course that I saw, and because there was a lot of technical turns on the first half of it. So I was blessed that I made it past the bike. I finished the bike, and I didn't get hurt, which is good. On the run, well, I spent a bit of time in transition, maybe about 5-6 minutes, and then off I went on the run. It was a 2-loop course. It was like a 2-loop trail along Elk Lake. Beautiful, beautiful trail. I had no legs left at all. I knew I wouldn't, so I just had to keep running slowly just to get my legs back. Unfortunately, that never happens. I didn't get my legs back. I felt good. My gut felt good. I didn't have any issues with my gut. I didn't have any issues, with my mindset was okay. It's just, I just didn't have legs left. So I just did a walk run. I managed to finish the run. It wasn't technically what I wanted. I wanted to be able to run the whole thing, but I know that a majority of the athletes had to walk at some point because everyone was doing what I call the penguin shuffle, because they had no legs left. So I was in good company. I finished it. I finished the race, and I did what I was wanting to do. And my goal really, at the end of the day, was to finish the race. I didn't really have a time in mind. I thought, maybe around 6-7 hours. I didn't really know because I didn't train for that. I just trained to just finish the race. So that's what I did. I finished it. Right close to the end, I would say maybe about 2.5K left in out of the 21.5K. I ended up taking a spill, and it was pretty rocky on some parts of the run, and I took a spill, and there were 2 fishermen there. They just dropped their fishing rods and ran over and helped me up, And I thought, oh my God, I'm just gonna that's it, I'm done. You know, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And a couple tears came down, and I just thought to myself, I've come this far. I just gotta just put my head down and keep going. I'm almost done. So I did. I didn't realize that my leg was a mess. It was when I crossed the finish line, I took a look at it, and it was, my whole lower leg was full of blood. But I got cleaned up, and I had some great supporters out there that cheered me on, and I finished it. So I couldn't have done this without all of you supporting me. Raised $3,000+ for nonprofit organizations. And what I take from this experience is that I can do hard things. I can do really hard things on my own. And that was probably the biggest takeaway from this. I also know that thinking about why I'm doing this to begin with, when I was going through those hard times in the water and on the run, why I'm doing this and whom I'm doing it for was just, it meant so much to me. And I didn't want to let anybody down. I wanted to finish this race strong, and you know what? I did. I didn't roll across the finish line. I still ran through that chute, that Ironman chute, with both my feet, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to just process some stuff, and I am looking forward to doing some more races this summer. I literally didn't think I was going to. When I finished this race, this 70.3, I just sat there in the chair and I could not do anything. I could not move. Ended up staying a night in Victoria because there's no way I could drive home. And what is this? This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So day 3 of recovery. And my legs are just starting to feel better, where they're not giving out on me when I actually try to walk. So I'll give myself another day or 2 off, and then I'll start again. And yeah, I am going to do some more racing. I want to redeem myself in the water. I know what I need to do in order to do that, and just to feel comfortable in the open water, and to make sure that I to sort of mitigate not panicking and having a panic attack. I'll just make sure I'm at the back of the pack. I can always swim past people if I have to, but I have another race coming up in mid-July. It's the Xterra Worlds. It's a mountain bike race. Well, mountain bike triathlon, I guess. So it's like a swim, mountain bike, trail run, but it's like 1/8 of the distance. So I think it's like a 700-meter swim, 20K bike, mountain bike on a trail, and a 7K run. So compared to what I just did, it's, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because it won't, but knowing that I don't have to train as hard, and really I can just sort of coast now and have fun doing that, and get some mountain bike lessons in, and join a mountain bike women's club so I can go out and train. I'm looking forward to that. And I think, I'm thinking of doing something next year that's even more amazing, as far as raising money, fundraising for PTSD, and to help first responders and military and vets. But you'll have to stay tuned for that one. But I'm gonna probably do it with a team of people this time. That way we can lean on each other if we have to, and we can go through this experience together. In the meantime, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And this isn't the end. You're going to see me again. I'm going to keep doing videos. I'll keep doing videos with regards to my training and racing throughout the summer. And then what I'm planning on doing for next year, I'll probably announce that in the fall. So have a wonderful day wherever you are on this beautiful planet, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.
Yes, Chris! Woo! Woo! I'm chasing her down. I'm getting her coffee. Go, Chris! Woo-hoo! Gotta get across him.
Got it, nice work!
Go, Chris! You did it! Woo-hoo!
Chris won!
Woo!
Great job, Chris.